But you're the villain in this to these people, right? Right here, this crowd, the people who showed up here, I heard them boo you. What does that feel like?
It's cool. I've been booed before. Hey, listen, they can't fight for him, so it don't matter.
And when they say you're gonna run, what do you have to tell them?
I already said it before. Before we got here, I said, I'm gonna run upside his head.
So he's gonna run, but upside Canelo's head.
4 years, the boxing world has seen Canelo Alvarez as an unstoppable juggernaut, a modern legend carving his place in history. He's the king, the moneymaker, the man who looks untouchable. But Keith one-time Thurman has pulled the veil back, not just on Canelo, but on the mindset of the fighters who face him. In doing so, he's revealed a straightforward blueprint that explains why Terence Crawford doesn't only have a shot. He has the exact strategy to dethrone the king and deliver one of boxing's greatest upsets. Thurman insists Canelo Alvarez isn't invincible. The aura surrounding him isn't solely built by Canelo himself, but by the doubts and failures of those across the ring. The real issue isn't what Canelo will do on fight night. We know he'll arrive as the relentless, calculated pressure fighter he always is. The critical question is what his opponent intends to do. Are they truly there to win, or simply there to survive?
Canelo Alvarez is not, was not, and will not ever be an unbeatable fighter. That's fine. None of us are really unbeatable, right? But people got to understand this. Canelo Alvarez is not an unbeatable fighter. The question is, whoever he's fighting, we don't question what Canelo's gonna do, right? We question what his opponents are gonna do, right? It's not even really about Canelo. Canelo's gonna show up as Canelo Alvarez, right? Ginger boy. So the question is, are you gonna beat him? And are you gonna beat him today? Like when fight night happens, is it you and is it now? You ready to beat him now? He's not unbeatable. Maybe you can beat him, but are you gonna do it? And are you gonna do it now?
Thurman cites the Danny Jacobs bout as his first example. He recalls expecting a high-level chess match from a fighter with Jacobs' decorated amateur pedigree. Instead, what he witnessed was underwhelming. Never had he seen anyone make Jacobs miss so many shots. While Canelo's defense was sharp, the bigger story was Jacobs' hesitation. He fought reserved, doing just enough to avoid disaster but never committing to a winning strategy. He reacted to Canelo instead of forcing Canelo to adjust to him. It was a performance based on survival. And against a fighter like Canelo, survival is just a slower defeat. Time and again, opponents of Canelo lose the battle in their heads long before they lose it in the ring. But this mental warfare extends far beyond that single fight.
Canelo was feeling himself. Canelo had preparation. He had that head movement, losing to Floyd, this and that. He fought some flat-footed fighters. He got used to getting his head here and there and ducking down and then pulling out and spinning out and little tactics. I've never seen somebody make Danny Jacobs miss so many punches. It was highly impressive. I did not expect that, you know, because of the amateur pedigree growing up with Danny Jacobs. I know exactly what kind of New York fighter he is. And then the other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Larry Lara.
To grasp the trap Canelo lays, Thurman points back to the fight that stunned him. Canelo versus Erislandy Lara. On paper, Lara was all wrong for Canelo, a slick Cuban technician with elite footwork and a piercing jab. His style was tailor-made to outbox and frustrate an aggressor. Thurman admits he counted Canelo out, expecting the classic boxer versus brawler story where the boxer coasts to victory. But he miscalculated. Canelo prevailed, and the way he did it was revealing. Lara had the skills and the blueprint, yet he froze when it mattered. He looked hesitant, cautious, and unwilling to take the risks required to dominate. He allowed Canelo to set the tempo and dictate the terms. Once again, a highly skilled fighter failed to execute when the lights were brightest.
The other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Larry Lara. I'm not a betting man most of the times. I wasn't thinking about it much, but I did not give him a thought that he's got this fight. I'm like, nah, this is a bad setup. This boxer has what it takes to outbox a Canelo Alvarez. You can have what it takes. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna execute? Are you going to not be scared? Are you going to not be timid? Are you going to not waste time? So like I said about my statement for this fight, victory comes in preparation.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
In his breakdown, Thurman points out a subtle yet telling shift in Canelo's recent outings. He believes Canelo has lost a touch of the menace that once defined him. The ruthless finisher who hunted knockouts with bad intentions appears to have softened. Instead, we've seen him coast to safe decision victories, content to win on points rather than close the show. For Thurman, this change is monumental. It levels the battlefield. A Canelo who no longer presses for a brutal finish gives a cerebral technician like Crawford the breathing space to think, adjust, and execute. A less aggressive Canelo is a far more vulnerable Canelo. This adjustment reshapes the fight, particularly in the championship rounds, from 7 through 12. As the pace slows and fatigue sets in, Crawford's stamina and agility could tip the scales. If he navigates the early storm and Canelo isn't hunting for the stoppage, the tide could slowly but surely turn in Crawford's favor.
You hurt the gorilla neck boy, you know?
Don't rely on that.
He's hard to hurt, man. He's hard to hurt.
Don't rely on hurting Canelo. I think
That's what I'm saying. Triple G didn't
movement.
drop him. All these fighters been hitting him.
Take a page from Bivol and Mayweather. What they do, they fought behind the jab, they kept their distance, they've used the entire ring, and that's something that he can bring to the table. Use that distance from
Bivol
both
backed him up.
But the funny thing is, with the extra body weight, is he agile?
Yeah.
Is the footwork going to be able to move, still use the ring, and as those later rounds, round 7,
so I said to you last week, 14 pounds matters.
9, 10, you know, as the pressure continues. You know, the other thing too is Canelo lost a little bit of his bite. He hasn't been tremendously, you know, devastating and taking people out. So that helps, that reestablishes the fight and is in Bud Crawford's favor there, you know?
While Thurman's blueprint may sound convincing, many believe it collapses under one massive obstacle: size. Brian Mendoza, a fighter well-versed in battling larger opponents, argues this is one mountain too steep for Crawford. He flatly states the weight jump is too much, especially for someone who began his career at lightweight. Mendoza respects Crawford's brilliance, but cautions that the raw power of a bigger man can't be ignored. Having sparred heavyweights himself, Mendoza insists the difference in force is undeniable. He believes once Canelo starts landing those thudding shots, the fight changes completely. To him, Canelo's size and strength will be the deciding factors. This clash of perspectives, skill versus size, makes the potential matchup all the more compelling. It's the timeless dilemma of boxing.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And 3 more divisions, two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So
as long as Crawford stays away and just box.
In a surprising twist, Canelo added one of the most dangerous rising stars in boxing to his training camp, Jaron "Boots" Ennis. Keith Thurman was quick to applaud the move, calling it world-class strategy. Ennis, with his unique style and versatility, is arguably the best sparring partner Canelo could select to prepare for Crawford.
Now it's here, Keith. You ready?
Yeah, of course, baby. Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you.
That's world class.
You know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. His champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Marcos Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss.
You know, so I like.
This choice reveals a lot about Canelo's mindset. He and his team aren't just leaning on their strengths, they're actively working to neutralize Crawford's. This isn't the approach of an arrogant champion. It's calculated preparation from a man who knows his throne is in jeopardy. By sparring with Ennis, Canelo exposes himself to the same awkward angles, sudden switches, and explosive bursts Crawford thrives on. He's solving the puzzle before the fight begins, ensuring nothing catches him off guard under the lights. This move proves Canelo is playing chess while others play checkers. He recognizes the danger Crawford presents and is already engineering solutions. It's a clear reminder, Canelo is just as aware of the strategies to beat him as Thurman is.
Yeah, you know, it's Riyadh season, Netflix, everybody around this fight. You can see that how...
But it's impossible to ignore the context behind Keith Thurman's analysis. He isn't simply a retired voice breaking down fights, he's still an active competitor with ambitions tied directly to Terence Crawford. Thurman has openly challenged Crawford, saying he'd fight him if the Canelo showdown falls through.
What's up, bud? What's good, son? Come on, G. Great performance. Salute, salute, salute 3 times for you, man. All the belts, greatness. What you do is greatness. But, you know, this is your man Thurman, bro. You know we go back. You know we go way back, boy. And I promise you, son, my face, it won't look like that. Why, Keith? Why? Because my feet ain't flat. You know I can stick and move, boy. You know I can double pump fake just like you. Thurman different. Been different, boy. This is my last boxing talk for the day, man. That hype week fight week, whoo, got all the views, baby. You got all the views. Let's go. I'm proud of you, boy. But you know one thing you ain't seen in this life yet, and that's your man right here. Keep one time Thurman. Talk to Al. Send the contract. It's time to eat. I'm hungry, baby. I'm hungry, baby. It's time to eat. I'm in the gym working for you, working for you.
He claims his unique brand of athleticism is unlike anything Crawford has faced, not even against Errol Spence Jr. So when Thurman lays out the roadmap to defeat Canelo, he's doing more than giving advice. He's sending a message. By dissecting Canelo, he highlights his own boxing IQ, positioning himself as both analyst and potential rival. Is Thurman truly offering wisdom to help a fellow American succeed? Or is he carving out his own lane, proving he knows the keys to toppling the best of his generation? This layer of personal rivalry deepens the intrigue. A fighter from Crawford's own era, possibly a future opponent, is breaking down the biggest challenge of his career.
There's a guy named Keith Thurman who's been on The Last Stand and said he is fiending to get his paws on Terence Bud Crawford. Does Terence Crawford want to fight Keith Thurman?
Listen, man. Everybody know Keith Thurman is just talking. You know, you got to understand, Keith Thurman was the same guy that said that I'm not a real welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that said I haven't really proven myself at welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that expressed himself of, you know, not being interested in fighting Terence Crawford. So now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's fiending to fight Terence Crawford? Okay. See, the thing is, when you're not relevant, you gotta, you know what I mean, take shots at the guys that's relevant. Now, all of a sudden, you out there naked in the streets. Now you want to fight everybody. Come on, man. We don't believe you, Keith.
When the dust settles, 2 distinct paths to victory emerge. On one side stands Terence Crawford, the master technician armed with Thurman's proposed game plan. His route requires absolute focus, iron mental strength, and the discipline to stick behind his jab for all 12 rounds. He must be the matador, not the bull, using intelligence and speed to offset the natural advantages of a stronger foe. On the other side is Canelo Alvarez, the sport's reigning monarch, backed by size and raw power. His method is simpler: close the distance, apply constant pressure, and prove that skill alone cannot overcome brute force. The boxing world remains divided, but Thurman closes with one telling thought. When fighters of this caliber clash, it ultimately comes down to one thing: desire. Who wants it more? Is Crawford's hunger for greatness stronger than Canelo's drive to defend his crown? Or will Crawford become just another fighter who had the weapons on paper, but couldn't use them when it mattered most?
It's what boxing's all about, man. The one who really wants it is the one who's gonna win. I know Bud wants it. He's from my generation. He's a true American. I'm in his corner. I wish him the best of luck. But you know, I don't doubt Canelo. I don't doubt what Canelo's capable of.
And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss what's next. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think takes it, Crawford or Canelo? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.